Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So today let's write the first code in Serenity with UI automation with Selenium WebDriver. And let's see how exactly it works. What are the basic internal methods and implementation is available? What are the different classes we will be using? And before that, we need to understand. And today we will see that how to set up the first Serenity project also. Very simple, very straightforward. But with respect to the design, what exactly kind of design that we are going to follow? Let's see, this is my a page class that I'll be creating. For example, let's see login page class I'll be writing, and then I'll be creating one separate class that is a login page steps class. And this login page steps class will be called by another test class over here that I'll be creating it. So for example, let's see, this is my login page class in which I'll be writing my, whatever the things you will be writing in terms of the login page behavior. Let's say I want to log in, I want to check that okay, login is successful or not, it's true or not, or any kind of locator if you really want to design, dot click, dot send key, such things I'll be using over here inside the login page class. So let's see, this is my login page class. And remember this thing, this is the exact same format we will be using, okay, in other respective other upcoming classes also. Then after that, we have to use that is steps class. So I simply write, this is my login page steps.java class. And whatever the page actions that you have created, here we have created certain page actions. What exactly I'll be calling these page actions in this particular method. So certain methods, let's say you have written some method number one, method number two, like that. And then this will be my final test class over here, right? So this is my, let's see, login page test.java, and we will be using JUnit with that. So we will be using JUnit to write the test cases, and we will be writing some certain like @test annotations, and we will be writing whatever the test method, let's see, some test method we will be writing, and then we will write some assertions and everything over here. So what exactly we will be doing? We will be calling the steps, and then we will be writing assertions over here, right? So this will be the format, and steps should be written over here. So these are my login page steps, and login page steps will be calling these page actions. So this is the exact format we will be following for all the upcoming classes. So page action will be called by this guy, and then login page steps will be called by login page test, and then we will execute this test class, and then we will generate a nice Serenity HTML report over here like that. So this will be my HTML report with a screenshot and everything. We will be using that, and this is Serenity HTML report. So this is the structure, guys, that we are going to use that. What exactly this is my IntelliJ. I pretty much sure that okay, you all are now already installed IntelliJ from the previous video, and Gradle is also installed. IntelliJ is available. What should I do in that case? Now first thing, we have to create a new project over here. So I'll go to new file and go to project, and simple select Gradle over here, select Java, and click on next. If you really want to use Eclipse, you can use that, but again I'll repeat quickly that guys, please start using IntelliJ with the Serenity. You will enjoy and you will learn also. So here I'm giving some name over here. Let's see, this is I simple write automation with Serenity, something like this. I'm writing it. And if you really want to give any project ID or group ID, let's see, some group ID or artifact ID, you can give that. So let's say I'm writing this is org.automation dot, or let's see, automation Serenity, something that I'm writing it. And artifact ID, you can keep it like this only, and then simply click on finish. And when you click on finish, it's saying that okay, you want to create a new project in the new window or this window. So let's select this particular new window, and this project got created. Let me just move this project slightly over here, and you just simply come over here. You see that okay, yeah, tip of the day, I don't want any tip of the day, and don't show any tips next time onwards, and close it. So it, after a few seconds, you will see that okay, this project got created exactly Maven structure, src main Java and src test Java. And then in Maven we have pom.xml file, but in Gradle we have this build.gradle file. It will generate over here, and here you have to add all the dependencies and everything. You have to add it over here. So what are the different dependencies you have to add, and what are the other plugins that you have to add, just like we do it in Maven pom.xml file, exactly same way we have to do that. So when you add the dependency, let's see, for you want to use a JUnit, you want to use Selenium, or you want to use Serenity, you have to add a dependency in this particular format. In pom.xml file, you have to add a dependency in the XML tags, but here you will get one liner, a dependency, same. This is my artifact ID, this is my project name, and this is the version number that I'm using it. So I don't want to use this particular dependency. I'll be adding my own dependency. So I'll do one thing. I have already created certain dependencies over here. So first of all, let's start from here. What are the different plugins and all those things? So first of all, remove this thing, and I'll just push this code to my repository, also to my Git repository. Just follow the exact same thing, and then you can take it from there. So I simple copy paste couple of things over here. First of all, that these are the plugins that I want to use. And the default task I'll be using clean test. This is the complete Gradle lifecycle I want to use. First, you clean the project, and then test it, and then aggregate the report. And then first plugin I want to use with Java, and then another plugin I want to use, that is Serenity BDD aggregator, to generate the aggregate report. So this is the plugin that I'll be using it. And group ID version, you can just leave it as it is. After that, what you have to do, just repository Maven Central, and just it doesn't matter, just let it be like that. After that, you have to add one more section that is called build script section. So let me just copy paste that build script section. You can take it from here, and here I'm mentioning that this is a Serenity version 2.3.12 that I want to use. And this repository is actually, you can let it be like this. And then what are the dependency you are using it? So we need one Gradle plugin, and this is the Serenity version that we have to mention somewhere. How will you get it? So Serenity version, it's coming from here. So same Serenity version will be, okay, you have to write it over here. After that, what you have to do? After that, you have to, this group and version ID is already added. And then you have to tell, that is your Java compiler information also. Let me add it, that I'm going to use JDK 1.8. source compatibility and the target compatibility. And then what are the different versioning extensions that you want to use? You simply add one extension sections over here like this, that okay, I'm going to use, let's see, SL4J or log4J and JUnit version, and then assert J version we will be using to assert, and then JUnit version and logback version, Serenity core version we are using. So this is the latest Serenity core version, guys, 2.3.12 we are using it. And after that, we have to come over here and we have to keep adding the dependencies. So let me just and simple add all these dependencies here. So you can see that, okay, yeah, net Serenity BDD Serenity core version that we have mentioned over here, that is this one, Serenity core version that we have mentioned. What I'm going to do, that just pick this, cut it from here, paste it over here, although it doesn't matter. And when we build it, then these errors right now it's saying that, okay, not found method or something like this. So don't worry about that. We will, when we build it, it will be updated, and then it will be fixed automatically. So this is the dependency section that we have added. After that, we have to add one more task, that is the test task. And yeah, so this is the test task. Here I'm not doing any much, like this is the default task will be added. And then Gradle start parameter, this is the default parameter, continue on failure equal to true. Yes, if any failure is there, keep continuing for the next test case as well. And then test finalized by aggregator, so that we have to use it, that finally you generate the report with the aggregator. So this is the thing that we have used. Now after that, what you have to do, here you will get this particular sync option. Can you see that? Just simple click on it, and then it will start syncing, it will start downloading all the artifacts, all the dependencies. So just like we do it in Maven update project, same thing we have to do it over here, that Gradle sync, you have to do it. If you don't get that option, you can just simply click on Gradle, and here you will see the sync option over here. It means reload the Gradle project, and then it will start reloading it. So let's wait for some time. See, it's reloading and it's downloading. All the artifacts are required. Now, along with this Serenity version that you are using it, internally inbuilt, you will be getting Selenium WebDriver and everything. So you don't need to add the dependency for Selenium WebDriver and all those things. Automatically, it will be added. And initially it takes time, guys. You can see that it's taking some time. It's importing all these dependencies and everything, and all the dependencies will be added under your external library. So right now Java 1.8 is there, Gradle JUnit is there. Other than that, there's still building. So now you can see that okay, it's almost done, and all the Gradle dependency got added over here. All the Serenity and whatever the required dependency that we have added, everything, all the jar files got added over here, right? So it's almost done. Let's doing some background tasks. This is just like Maven. In Maven also we have to do a clean install and then we have to build the project. In Eclipse, same thing, we are doing it over here, that now it's done. So when you get this particular green right click, it means that Gradle project is updated and all the dependencies got added over here. You can see that Selenium, Shutterbug and all other dependencies got added. All the Selenium dependency, JUnit dependencies, and Serenity other dependency also got added. See, all the Selenium Java dependency added over here. So it's everything is coming along with this Selenium Serenity core version that you have added over here. This one. Now all the problems got fixed. After that, what you just need to do, just close everything, close this particular build.gradle also. That's okay. So now we have to pick one application so that we can start writing a page and test and a step over here. So let's see, I'm going to pick this particular application, this automationpractice.com. I'm already on the sign in page, and we will launch this particular URL, and then we will try to do a login today. So very simple, what you just need to do, go to src test java, right click on your project and create a simple package over here. So let's see, my package name is, that is a UI pages I'm going to create. And under this particular UI pages, I'm going to create a new Java class, and my class name is let's see, login page. And then guys, what you have to do here, you don't need to write any like WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver and driver.get launch the URL, nothing. It's very simple. What you do, simple write every page class, login page class, home page class, or whatever, it will extend one class that is called page object class, which is actually coming from Serenity. See, this import is coming from Serenity core pages library. So now this page object we will talk about later. This is a page object, is a class having certain methods, and when you click on this particular page object, having a lot of methods over here. So we will talk about this method, and it's having its own WebDriver instance and other methods also available over here. So this page class is already written by the Serenity people. They say that okay, for every page class they should just extend this page object and then start using all the methods are available over here. And every page class, let's see, this login page having a certain URL, you simply write one annotation over here that is called a default URL annotation, and put a bracket and just tell what is your URL. So let's see, I'll just pick this URL, copy this entire thing, and I simple come over here. Whatever the URL that you want to write, you simple add it over here. That's it. Then I'll start writing my page actions. Let's see, with the help of .click, .send keys. So I simple say that okay, let's see, public, I'm going to create a method over here, public void that, and here you don't need to write driver dot find element. Here you have to write this a dollar, put a bracket, and then simple write your locator, which locator that you want to write. So let's say I'm using either XPath or CSS, it will give you this particular suggestion. And let's see, I'll come over here. I want to inspect this guy. I want to enter something. So click on inspect. And here, let's see, this ID is available. So I simply write hash ID over here, because in CSS we use hash for the ID. So I'll write hash ID email, and then do what? Dot send keys method we have to use, and whatever the value that you want to enter, like this. Okay, let me slightly shift over here, right? So login, first you enter the username, and then again write dollar. And what is the CSS selector or ID for this password field? We have this ID equal to password. Come over here and simple write hash password dot send keys, whatever the value that you want to pass. So password for this application is, I have already created Selenium @12345, and then again write dollar, and then I want to click. So this is the button ID equal to submit login is there. So I can quickly use ID once again in double quotes, this one submit dot click. That's it. So you don't need to write driver.findElement and all those things. After that, let's see, when I log in, I click on sign in button and something like this. Let's see, you are landing on this particular my account page. I want to verify that, okay, this my account header is visible or not. So I quickly come over here and then I write it, okay, this is a div ID, center column, and this a div, and under this div h1 is available or not. So I can quickly create, let's see, this is my div hash id, h1 is there or not. So I quickly use this particular css and I'll create another method over here that public void, let's see, next page is the account page is visible or not. So I can write account page visible, something like this, and I simple write that whatever, let's say I simple say again dollar and double quotes, and this is the css that we are using it, and give me the text of that particular element. So what exactly it will return, it will give you my account, and then we will verify later on. And I simple say that, okay, you return the same thing over here. So if you're returning this get text instead of void, I have to write a string over here like that. So this is, let's see, a basic page that I have created, and make sure that page should extend page object. You don't need to create this. Page object is actually coming from Serenity. After that, what you have to do, you have to create a step package. Now you have to create a login page steps. So let's create a separate package for that under Java. And now simple go to new and then click on package over here. And the package name, let's say I'm writing steps package. And under this particular steps package, create a new class, a new Java class. And my class name is, let's say I'm writing login page steps over here. So login page steps got created. And under this particular login page steps, what you just need to do, you no need to pass, you don't need to create the constructor of login page class and passing the driver and using this dot driver equal to driver and all those things. You don't need to do that. You simply create one private variable and of the page class that you have already created. So this is my login page, a login page class variable that I have created. Serenity will automatically create the object of this guy and then start using it. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create my step over here that public, that I simple write public void is on, your user is already on the login page. This is the step that I have written. But how will you get to know that this is a step? Serenity says that you can add one annotation that is called step annotation. And this step annotation is coming from Serenity from this particular package. Now this method will behave like a step. And this step, right, in this step, what exactly we are going to use, I simple write login page. I want to launch the URL. Make sure that, okay, you are on the login page. So simple write dot open method, you have to use that. Dot open method says, see, if you read the description of the open method, is saying that open the WebDriver browser, okay, to the base URL. So it will launch the URL and it is determined by the default URL annotation if present. So yes, we have written on the login page, this is the default URL we have already given. It will launch this particular URL, write the default URL. It will automatically pick that at the default URL annotation from there. Now let's write second step at the rate step. Second step is, let's see, public void, I want to log in. Quick method over here, let's see, login as a user. I have to write. This is my step. So how will you call? Same thing. You got your page object, login page dot, which method we have to call? The method that we have already created, do login method. So if you remember in page object model in Selenium, you need to create the object of this particular class inside the constructor, and then you have to call all the methods of the respective page class. So here exactly same thing we are doing it, but Serenity will create the object of this class. We don't need to write equal to new or login page and all those things. We don't need to write it. So this method will call do login method, and then it will enter the username password and it will click on the submit login button over there. So this is the second step that field we have created. Now the third step I'm going to write with added step annotation, and I simple write that is public void. My method name is so how will you verify that user is logged in? So I simple write login page. So this is my login page dot the last method, that account page is visible or not. Now this account page will return what? It will return a string. which string, this particular my account string, it will return. And then when you return it, we will verify over here. So what I'm going to do, I simply write one assertion, that assert dot assert true, and I simply write if it is equal to my account, then test will be passed. So this is not a test, right guys? This is just a step that we have written, and we will be calling this particular user should be login in my test method over there. Perfect. So these are the three steps. Let's see, I have written. Now we have to create a test class and test runner class that we have to create with the help of a Serenity Runner, and we will be using @test annotation over there with the help of a JUnit. Let's create a package, and my package name is let's see, app test package. And under this particular app test package, I'm going to create a test over here, a Java class. Let's see, this is my login page, a test class. You see the design, login page test, we will be writing it. And here is a run with a Serenity Runner dot class. It means this class is actually annotated with running with Serenity Runner. And then what you have to do, you have to create the reference of login page steps over here. So I simply copy this class name and reference over here, and then simple write this is my login page reference that got created. And then you have to use this particular class. You have to import this particular class. So how will you import in IntelliJ? See, let me remove this import. You just mouse over, and it's saying that okay, import class. That is the first thing. Second thing is that just press control and then enter. It will be added over there. Okay, so login page steps got imported, and now here I'll be writing one more annotation. This is called steps annotation. It means with this particular step, what are the different methods that you are going to call? Each and every step will be included in your report. So this @steps method, you have to write with the step class, and inside the step class, whatever the page action that you are calling or all the page steps that you are writing, you have to write @step annotation, and every step will call the respective page class method. So remember this format always. I'll repeat once again, every step class will call the respective page class, and every step method will be having @step annotation. And when you write your test over here along with the Serenity Runner, here you have to write your test cases, and then you have to use your step class over here. Now, how will you decide that okay, which browser that I want to use? So what I'm going to do, you have to create one WebDriver reference over here. So let's say I'm simple writing WebDriver reference is browser, and here you can write one annotation that is called managed annotation, and then simple tell a driver is equal to on which browser you want to execute. Simple write on the Chrome browser I want to execute. It will automatically detect the Chrome browser on your system, and it will start using it. You don't need to set up any other thing, guys, that is a chrome.exe file or Bonnie Gracie and all those things. No need to write driver equal to new Chrome driver, and then just straightforward simple use managed driver equal to Chrome annotated with @manage annotation. Now I simply start writing my test, @test annotation, and simple write public void. Let's see, my first test I'm going to write app login test. This is my test method. And how will you write it? Simple login page steps. Start calling your steps. My first step is what? Make sure user is on login page. So user is on login page method will be called. It will open the URL. How will you open the URL? With the help of login page, whatever the annotation, the default URL annotation is available. So this URL will be launched, and then you go back to this. And the second step is that we have to log in. So I'll be writing login page steps dot that login as a user. So login as user step will be called, and then do login page class method will be called, and it will start logging. It will do the login, and after that, what do you want? After that, I simply say that okay, login page steps dot, and the user should be login. So this is the format that we'll be using it. Now, if you see, it's so readable, right? The moment someone is seeing your code, immediately saying that okay, yeah, is on login page, login as user, and user should be login. So these from the test, I'll be calling my tests. Sorry, I'll be calling my steps over there. Remember this thing. So from the test, I'll be calling my steps, and from the steps, I'll be calling my page actions. This is a format everywhere in Serenity you have to use that. And once this is done, that's it. 3 components are ready, and let's run it. So how will you run? You can execute this particular test annotation from here, or you simple go to the terminal, and here simple write a Gradle test over here, and then let's see, browser is getting launched and it is running my test cases or not. Okay, so it will start executing the test, and you can see the browser is getting launched, and whatever the URL of perfect, and then it will enter the username password. Let's see. Awesome. And then it should click on sign in button. Okay, so sign in is button is not working. It's saying that element is, or maybe our XPath issue, something like this. So that's okay, we will fix it. But did you notice that test got failed, obviously, and whatever the reason behind that, we will see the reason that it's saying that build got failed. And yeah, so let's see, build got failed now. What could be the reason that login as user, maybe when you do the do login, then the submit login is not working because we missed hash over here. Okay, that was a problem with our code actually. So let's run it once again because we did not write hash ID. So let's run it again. So Gradle test once again. It's quick fast. First time it takes time, and second time it will be very fast. Now let's see, are we able to log in or not? So entering the username, yeah, now it's clicking on this and capturing this my account, and then the test got failed once again, maybe because of let's see what exactly we are verifying in my login page test. So user should be login, and then we are verifying with my account, and it's giving you that capital my account over here. So let me just capture this entire my account. Okay, so I deliberately just making it fail so that we can debug it and we can fix the problem. Let's run it once again, no worries. Let's write it, Gradle test, and let's run it. So you don't need to write driver.close and all those things. It will close the browser automatically. So login is successful, and let's see. This time build is perfectly fine, and it's saying that okay, yeah, the test is absolutely working fine. There are no problems. Okay, that was the previous build, but now the latest build is successful over here, right? Now what we have to do is where exactly the report will be generated, right? So what you just need to do, you just need to go to target, and under site it will generate the report. Go to Serenity folder, and it will generate one index.html. So just simple keep scroll down, and this is a report, guys. Right click on it, and what you do, open in a browser. So just click on this, open in a browser, any browser. Let's open a Chrome browser, and this is the report that we got. Right, 3 test cases, I mean 3 steps were there, everything got passed, test results, and then you see that okay, yeah, app login test is on login page. So whatever the test that steps that you have written is on login page, login as user should be login. So it will become like a step in the report. So you can see that exactly same thing that we have written over here under the steps, that is on login page, login as user, and user should be a login. Same thing it's written over here, and then it's saying success, and along with the screenshot, you can see that these every step it's generating the screenshot. That is also again can be configured later, only for the failure, only for the past, or for everything you want to. For every step it will generate the screenshot. So let it like this, those things we will do it later. And again you go back to the home page, and you can see that yeah, 100% test, and this is a complete dashboard. It is showing everything got passed over here like that. So this is the kind of report it will generate like this. So please try, and it's very simple, guys. One thing you just need to remember: page, step, and test. These 3 formats that you have to follow every time: page actions, page steps, and then the login page test. What are the tests in the JUnit? With the Serenity Runner, you have to use it over here. So do not forget to run with Serenity Runner. Okay, and then whatever it's getting passed or fail or whatever, that is the problem with your maybe it could be locator, or see in this example we missed hash over here, and then whatever the capture text that we were getting, we were validating with a small my account. Now we have to write capital my account. So these the problem with your code, with your assertion. So you have to fix it, but the format will remain same here. So please try this. That's all for today for this particular video. Later on, I'll tell you some more interesting thing about, let's see, for this particular page object class. Then we have from where send keys method is coming from, where exactly dot click method is coming. So if you go to the dot click, and dot click method is actually coming from this particular web element facade, which is actually internally extending web element. And this web element is actually coming from where? From Selenium. So what exactly these people they have done, guys, that this is Selenium WebDriver Java API, and on top of that they have created Serenity along with a lot of methods, but internally they are calling Selenium WebDriver only. But they will make your life easy with these generic methods, and very easy annotations are available, so you don't need to write much amount of code, and the report is also amazingly good that we have already seen that. So this is the advantage with Serenity. You will be getting it. It's quite popular tool with respect to BDD, and a lot of companies they started using it. So that's why I'm picking this particular series, so that you will learn a lot of good things in this particular series. So that's all for this particular video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Please press the bell icon to get a notification for the next video, and then please practice. Let me know if you have any issues. Till then, take care and God bless you all.